Today we're talking about a new keyboard. No, we're talking about the Apex M800 from SteelSeries. The SteelSeries Apex M800 is a customizable mechanical gaming keyboard, and it works with the Mac. It actually has Mac-centric keys that come with it that you can pop on there. It comes with two USB cables because it has a built-in USB 2.0 hub, which isn't that great, but we'll talk about that later. You have a couple of extra rubber feet that can pop on or pop off just like that. And you get these keycaps, these Mac-centric keycaps that can replace some of the Windows-centric keys that are on the keyboard. Now, as mentioned, you have a USB hub that's only USB 2.0, which is kind of lame. USB 3.0 would have been much nicer, but here is the keyboard. Pretty good build quality. It is all plastic. At this price range, it would have been nice to at least partly use a different material, maybe in combination with the plastic, but overall solid build. And as I stated, the keycaps can pop off. They don't make the best sound when you pop them off, at least initially, but you can put them back on pretty easily without any tools. These mechanical switches aren't your popular Sherry switches that, many mechanical keyboards use. These are SteelSeries' own proprietary QS1 switches, and they feel very similar to the Sherry MX Brown switches. So if you like the Sherry MX Brown, the way those feel, how quiet the key switches are, then you're probably going to like these QS1 switches. They are proprietary, meaning you can't mix and match keycaps from Sherry MX keyboards with these, but that's just part of the deal with this Apex M800 keyboard. But as you see there, lighting plays a big role in this keyboard, as does macros and customizing. This keyboard can be customized to a ridiculous degree, and that is really what makes this so impressive. You can use the SteelSeries Engine 3 app, which I'm running right here, to fully customize this keyboard. You can customize both key bindings and illumination, and each key has its own LED light behind center right under the keycap, so you're going to get some high quality LED lights there. But as I mentioned, you have key bindings, which are for customizing the key functionality, and then illumination. So illumination and key bindings, keep that in mind. That is what you can configure and customize with this keyboard. So you see, I already have some customization. These macro keys, you get 6 macro keys on the left side of the keyboard, and I already have these assigned to do certain things. Like that first one, 0, I have that set up to create a screenshot just with one press of a key. Just like that, I'm just pressing it over and over, and you see all the screenshots being created immediately. So that is extremely cool. And as you see here, I have one key set up to launch and switch to Final Cut Pro. I have another key set to launch and switch to Logic Pro. So here's Final Cut number 1. And if I press number 2, you're going to see Logic Pro launch here. And then I could just quickly switch between those applications. And that's just the start. That's just the very beginning. You can customize this to just an insane degree. Pretty much do anything you want with any of the keys on the keyboard, not just the macro keys here, but pretty much any sort of functionality you can think to assign. You can record your own macros. You can use OS system level shortcuts. You can just reassign a key to a different key if you want to. And then there's the illumination. And this is really impressive as well, because there's just a ridiculous amount of customization that you can do. Like I said, each key has its own LED light, and you can change individual keys. So say you only wanted one key to have a light, you could do that if you wanted to. And not only does it have a full color palette, you can actually put in hexadecimal values and get exact colors that you're looking for individual keys, or you can, as I showing you here, you can select all keys. It's sort of almost like Photoshop for your keyboard. I mean, you're literally just dragging and selecting keys. You can copy and paste key color values between keys. You can set up almost like gradients. Here's a breathe effect, so it will transition between the different gradients, sort of like Photoshop gradients. And it's just really impressive what you're able to do with this on the fly, and you can see the changes happen immediately, as you see here. So this is the breathe effect, which basically transitions between the colors selected on the timeline that you set up there. And you can set that up with as many colors as you want and change them to any color that you want. Let's look at some other effects here. All right, so we have this effect. And of course, these are all built-in effects, and you can go in and change the colors if you want. There's also some additional templates that you can set up. So disco mode, let's try that. So here's disco mode. Of course, this is ridiculously distracting, but cool nonetheless. And that's just, like I said, the tip of the iceberg. You can set individual keys if you want to. Select individual keys using the pointer. You can drag and select multiple keys. You can use an eyedropper tool to copy values from one key to another. And of course, you can go in and disable illumination for all keys and then go in and select an individual key and say, hey, for instance, how about our Final Cut Pro macro that we have set up here, or shortcut? So I'm just going to choose steady for that first one, and that's sort of the color for the Final Cut Pro icon, number 1. I'm going to choose this one, and here's the color for the Logic Pro icon, so that's easily identifiable on the screen using those macros. So 1 is Final Cut, 2 is Logic, sort of the colors of the app icons themselves. So that's pretty much it, folks. There's, of course, lots more that you can go in and customize with relation to macros and key customization and bindings and colors, but let me show you this because this is important. It would be ridiculous for me to talk about this keyboard without at least letting you hear how the keys sound when you press them. So if you're familiar with the Sherry MX switches that you get, the Sherry MX Brown switches that you get on some mechanical keyboards, it sounds similar and it feels similar when you type on it. It's not a super loud click like the blue switches. It's sort of a subdued, tactile response, of course, but not overly loud, not going to annoy the wife or the kids or anything, or the dog for that matter. So folks, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. This is Jeff with 9 to 5 Mac.